The first problem I'm going to look at is 18 equals 2x. So the first thing I always do is I think, what is being done to x? In this situation, x is being multiplied by 2. So the opposite of multiplying by 2 would be to divide by 2. So I divide by 2. Whatever I do to one side, I also need to do to the other. So I also need to divide 18 divided by 2. All right, looking at the right side again, I see a 2 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. Those 2's will cancel out, and all I'm left with is x on the right. And on the left, we have 18 divided by 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So x is equal to 9. All right, going on to the next problem, we have 17 is equal to x plus 9. So again, I look at what is being done to x. Well, 9 is being added to x. So the opposite of adding 9 would be to subtract 9. And if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other as well. So on the right side, the 9 and minus 9, those go away because we end up with a 0. We're left with an x on the right. And then on the left side, we have 17 minus 9. That would equal 8. All right, moving on to our next problem, we have 8x is equal to 56. I think, what is being done mathematically to x? Well, x is being multiplied times 8, so the opposite of multiplying by 8 would be to divide by 8. And if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. You end up with 56 divided by 8. The 8's cancel out, and I'm left with just x is equal to 56 divided by 8, which is 7. All right, going on to our next problem, we have 21 is equal to 1/4 of x. I ask myself again, what is being done mathematically to x? Well, x is being multiplied by 1/4. At this point, I have two options. So kind of sticking with the same pattern of doing the opposite operation, I could divide this right-hand side divided by 1/4. At this point, it looks really scary looking. I have to do it to both sides, of course. So, but you end up with 1/4 in the numerator and 1/4 in the denominator, and fractions inside of fractions are just ugly. So it's usually not the way I prefer to solve fractions or problems that have fractions in them. So another way to think about dividing by 1/4 is to multiply times the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/4, that just means to flip over the fraction. So you multiply that by 4/1, and you have to multiply this side by 4/1. And it becomes kind of nice at this point because the 4's cancel out and the 1's cancel out, and all you're left with on the right is an x. And 21 times 4, we can do that. That becomes 84. It's a little weird to think instead of dividing by 1/4, you can multiply by the reciprocal, the flipped over fraction, but it usually makes things much neater. All right, let's try a similar problem to that again. We have 28 is equal to 1/3 x. Here again, we ask ourselves, what is being done to x? It's being multiplied by 1/3. So the opposite of multiplying by 1/3 is to divide by 1/3. But I think it's a little cleaner to think of, instead of dividing by 1/3, we can multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal just means to flip over the fraction. So we flip it over, we multiply. And at this point, a lot of this stuff cancels out. 3's cancel and the 1's cancel, and we're just left with x. And then we end up with 28 times 3. 28 times, my brain isn't working. So let's do 28 times 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 684. There's our answer. All right, next problem. We have 8x is equal to 60. We ask ourselves, what is being done to x? It's being multiplied times 8. So the opposite of multiplying times 8 would be to divide by 8. We have to do it to both sides. The 8's cancel, and we're just left with x. And then we have our equal sign. And then 8 times what is 60? So we know 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 7 is 56. So it doesn't come out super nice. So we can simplify this fraction a little bit, and it might help us out. Both 60 and 8 are both even, so we could divide these numbers by 2. So that would be 30 over 4. Here again, they're both even again, so we can cut them in half again, and we end up with 15 over 2. And at that point, I'm able to do the math mentally, because 15 divided by 2 is 7 and a half. You could write it either way. Good. All right, moving on. We have 3/7 x is equal to 33. Here again, we have a fraction being multiplied times x. We could divide by 3/7 to both sides, but it just comes out ugly. So a nicer way of doing the opposite operation would be to multiply times 7 over 3. And do that to both sides. All right, we have a lot of canceling that happens here. So the 7's cancel, and the 3's cancel, and we're just left with x on the left. And on this side, we have, here again, a lot of ways that we can cancel out. So 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 33 11 times. Then we end up with 11 times 7, which is 77.